It's like, what were you doing with my drapes? The drapes that were hanging in the apartment. I never got the answer to that. Hi, this is Kari from Sky Properties. Let's take a moment and talk about not lowering your rent on your vacancies. When we have a vacancy, we take a lot of care to make sure that we've priced it right, that we have a comparable special to anybody else in the neighborhood who's also running one. One of the things we try to do is to not lower the rent. We'd rather give a special than lower our rents, unless of course they're way too far out of line. But you want to really make sure you know what's going on with the market. If you have a vacancy sitting there, the definition of crazy is to keep repeating the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And leaving your vacancy on the market doing the same thing could be crazy. So you don't want to do that. You want to be able to rent your vacancy, which means you really need to know what's happening in the market. I talk often about putting on a pair of tennis shoes. It's one of the most effective things you can do. Get out there and see what everybody else is doing and how everybody else is pricing. And one of the things that you will probably find is that a lot of the bigger buildings offer deeper specials when you get there. Or they're using an algorithm to see how to price their units, which can also make it either drop or go up. So you need to look out for that. But I think the most important thing is that you truly want to make sure you know what your competition's doing. And that means going in and looking at it. Are they doing custom paint colors? Do they have upgraded counters? Do they have brand new cabinets? You know, these are all things that would make you want to lower or raise your rents against that, so that you are priced properly. And you know, if you're not sure about how to price it, get some help. Ask someone to help you. If your unit's not renting and it normally rents fast, you need to find out why. I mean, it could be your manager, it could be the front of your building, it could be your landscape. You need to really get out there and figure out why it's not renting. The most common cause of a unit not renting is not getting the traffic there to begin with. You might want to consider doing some outside paid advertising because you don't want it sitting there. Your $1,000 ad that you're complaining about being too expensive is probably nothing compared to your $2,000 apartment sitting there for 3 months. So you want to really weigh your options and get it rented before November rolls around. Markets that you're familiar with are usually some of your buildings that you've managed for a long time. During a lease up, all kinds of things can be going on. There's so many moving parts, so many moving factors, and you probably haven't found out what works best for that building yet. My method is to throw everything at the wall and figure out what sticks, and then start eliminating things so you're not spending a bundle of money on advertising and not renting anything. Most of Sky's lease ups take about 3 to 6 months at the most of them hovering right around 4 months. You want to make sure you know you're getting traffic, and if you're getting traffic and they're not showing up, there's a disconnect there and you should find out why.